Hi, this is Ed here with part two of my Civilization Realism Invictus game, where I'm playing as Britain and two of our cities, Seaton and Margate, defected to the French, and Ramsgate, Canterbury, Weymouth, and Portland defected to the Germans. In the last game, we liberated Canterbury, which will remain in revolt for 4 turns until the troops subdue the population. Um, so I've called this series Modern Counterinsurgency Operations because it's basically about a modern military um, liberating cities from rebels who have primitive troops like men at arms and a lot of paramilitaries who are quite good defenders, but the real problem is that the AI has just stacked them up. So we'll win all our fights with them, but we just have to chip away at them until we've liberated them. So I'm going to continue liberating Weymouth this turn. We should recapture it this turn, which is the capital of the nascent Germany. So that will really throw their civilization into disarray. So we'll hit Weymouth with these two armoured personnel carriers. And in my last video, I didn't really get the sound balance very correct, because the in-game sounds overlaid my voice, so you couldn't really hear my commentary. So hopefully I've adjusted that now, and you can hear what's going on a bit better. So we just hit them with the SAS. Only 2 units remain.
Ready for action. What's the plan?
We've got 2 units available to attack. Good, so that's Weymouth liberated, and the Germans have moved their capital to Ramsgate. So let's just tidy up this area.
All present and accounted for.
We do need a few troops to go and occupy Weymouth, so
all present and accounted for.
the SAS can hold the ground there.
Yes. Yes. Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
As well as 1 armoured personnel carrier. Those units can all make their way over. Well, we might put them in the amphibious transport actually to speed things up. We've got space for 8 troops in there.
Reporting for duty. At your service.
No, they were supposed to load in, so we'll bring them back. Then they can make their way over towards Portland. And they'll just blockade for a turn, standing off the coast. Then all this lot here needs to start making its way down to Ramsgate in
What do you need?
amphibious assault ships.
Awaiting your orders. All present and accounted for.
And anything else we can spare.
Tell me what to do. What's the plan? Tell me what to do. Yes? Yes? Awaiting your orders. Awaiting your orders.
Well, I remember I'm just going to move this transport dock up to Dublin so it's in a better central position for whatever might be needed. Then we bring the carrier battle group down to escort those transports. And if we can, I don't know if we can get into German lands this turn. German territory this turn. No. We've got open borders with France at the moment, which helps speed up deployments. Got a new SAS chap who can fly over. He can fly over to Canterbury. Then we just look at what we can upgrade because we've got a lot of income at this stage of the game. What can we hurry or upgrade? Get the
At your
school
service.
done in Oriel to get their culture expanding. Well, I remember I'm going to rename the captured Turkish city of Trebizond to Steepholm. Which in reality is an island in the Bristol Channel near the island of Lundy. So that's just in accordance with our kind of in-game geography. There's Bristol, Steepholm, and Lundy. See what else we can hurry through. That's worth spending money on. No, everything is kind of producing itself quite efficiently as it is. So there's not really, we don't need to hurry anything through urgently, so we'll just keep accruing wealth until we need to spend it.
At your service.
So let's hit end turn and see what happens. So Steepholm is a recently captured city, or city that was ceded to us by the Turks, just needs happiness improvements. Now you can see there's 4 unhappy citizens. So Tavern gives 2 happiness very quickly in 3 turns. Would be good to have some more modern infantry relatively quickly. Yeah, I'm going to take the opportunity to build a nuclear bunker here, in case we ever get the UN resolution against nuclear weapons cancelled, because in this game, where I'm in dominance, it would be useful to try out nuclear weapon doctrine. So Oriel, which was the Russian city of Oral, again needs probably basic infrastructure. Culture from a university would get that expanding even quicker, because we want our territory to increase. So I'm in joint alliance with Tipu Sultan. I'm Osmond of the English, and Tipu Sultan built the United Nations, so obviously we're going to vote for ourselves to be General Secretary. And so now we're going to have to bombard Portland. I wonder if the bombers can reach it from Brighton. Yeah, straight down to 0%. Then we've got a couple of F-35s that can go and do airstrikes rather than air bomb. Air bomb is for getting their defences down, and then airstrikes hit the units themselves. We want to get them all the defenders really down from their maximum strength of 20 down into like 13.6, or ideally yellow lines, before we attack them with the ground troops. So I'm going to hit them with everything we've got, really. That SAS chap can fly over to Bath to help with the attack on Portland. Let's just do a quick reconnaissance overflight of Turkey. Yeah, so they've got no naval units out and about, so that's good to know. Yeah, then we start bombarding Ramsgate down. We'll start with the Reaper, if it's in range, which it is. Then hit it with our air bombardment specialist F-35 from the carrier. Then do some airstrikes with the remaining F-35s that are not on combat air patrol. That Apache can probably just fly itself over. to help with the attack on Ramsgate. Attack submarine will put back to this side of the Isle of Wight. This is a better forward position. That submarine can come down, fire its cruise missile at Ramsgate. Then scoot back into Canterbury. With Reapers, you get 2 flights each turn, because they're like an upgrade of the tactical bomber. But we don't really need to do any reconnaissance. We could just see what's here. Nothing, obviously. And then that Reaper needs to be brought down in range of Ramsgate. 2 flights you see per turn. It's quite useful. A new paramilitary who can be upgraded instantly to an armoured personnel carrier. That spy. We'll probably need one over in Portland, so we'll airlift to Bath. Then we might as well go in and see what the Apache can do. It might lose, actually, against full-strength paramilitaries. No, it's got a good chance of winning. So I'm now inclined to first we'll hit them from the sea with the SAS with their amphibious assault capability.
Reporting for duty.
Then we'll unload everything to support that Apache and finish off the attack next turn. So they can go, and I always move my ships away from the coast, just so they can't be bombarded by land-based artillery. Not that they've got any there. It's just a good operational procedure. In fact, yes, so we just stand them off the coast somewhere and make them do a blockade, so that stops them getting supplies into Portland. Again, yeah, these need to move into German territory so that the land troops can unload next turn. I'm going to break my own rule and go and blockade over the sea amber fishing boats, just to starve Ramsgate down a bit. Is there anything we want to hurry through this turn? Might as well get the guided missile out sooner rather than later. Hurry through the SAS as well. So that's quite a good use of our money this turn. And let's see how the Germans respond. They've got no response. Just going to churn out a few guided missiles to restock the submarines. So yeah, we've been confirmed as UN Secretary General. These bombers, can they reach Portland? Yes. That guided missile needs to load into the submarine down in Canterbury. Both Reapers do airstrikes on Ramsgate. As do the ground attack promoted F-35s from the carrier. Then we unload everything. They will attack Ramsgate next turn.
All present and accounted for.
And I will just stand them off the coast this turn. Just because it's better practice to get into that habit. And I would like a transport to start making its way up to Lincoln to take, and Newcastle to take some surplus troops out of there to put them in a more useful place. Not going to bother with a reconnaissance flight this turn. Over in Ireland, we're just building highways. That SAS chap can come down for the assault on Portland. Probably might not even be needed.
At your service.
Then we can do some bombardment with the artillery.
Very well.
Hit them with the Apaches.
What do you need? Your orders. What do you need? What's the plan?
Then we just need one more
Tell me what
thing
to
to
do.
come in and
What's
take
the plan?
Portland. That spy can just hang out in Bath. We didn't need them to foment unhappiness in Portland. So Weymouth will be back to order next turn. Then we start, well, yes, they can go into Portland and help quell the uprising. All the Apaches, no, yes, all the Apaches can go into Portland. Heal up there, because Portland is quite a good forward deploying base to get out from the west in case we need to go to war with Turks again. And something I'm considering actually, if recapturing German and French possessions, if that doesn't get our land area up to 59%, I will probably go to war with the last remaining minor power, which is Egypt, and take all their land here. Because Egypt actually, or the Berbers as they're known in this game, they're the only ones who have built the Apollo program. So they could launch a space race and beat us to space before we get a domination victory. It's unlikely because they've only got 2 cities, so they're not going to be building all the spaceship components very quickly. But that's just a consideration. Yes, that transport can go and unload the SAS in Bath because they can airlift from there. We've got an airbase in Bath, and it can just sleep in Bath as well, actually. Then we can redeploy these ships to defend our fishing boats. We do need a fishing boat there, it was pillaged. So I'm going to build a fishing boat rather than a spy. There. The battleship can go there. And they can go and wait over the fishing boats. So then, next turn we should get Ramsgate back. We don't. We may as well hurry the university in Oriel and then end the turn. I might do that, but for now I'm not bothered. So Weymouth is back in order and has its full territorial boundaries expanded. So we can start restoring its productivity. The lighthouse needs to be rebuilt there. So I think we've got enough kind of attacking troops now to finish off the French and the Germans. So we could go back to infrastructure, big projects. I'm going to build a fallout shelter there in case we ever get the ability to build nuclear weapons. Same with Bristol. Same in Torquay, actually. Let's just make it a policy to build fallout shelters where we can. Rabat, not very productive. Electric substations where doing increases productivity and happiness. Dublin could do with a decent, strong defender on the ground, so. Or even. Yeah, we'll just build a modern infantry there. So now time to finish off. Yeah, we'll bombard the sea defences with a battleship. So we save our airstrikes for hitting the units themselves.
All present and accounted for.
I wonder if the advanced bombers can hit there
Waiting
from
your orders.
Brighton. Yeah, so that helps. And they just occupy Portland for the time being. There's an airbase in Bristol as well, and in Portsmouth, Plymouth, I think. So yeah, we'll have an SAS in each of them.
What's the plan?
So they can fly anywhere they need to.
Your orders.
Go and build those fishing boats. Oh, we've got two fish. We had got a spare fishing boat. Could go up there. The tank can hang out in Bristol. Our new destroyer. I just leave them in port really until the Russians and Turks come back at us. That SAS can sort of occupy Shu, reconnaissance overflight, see if the Russians are moving any ships. No. Then we bombard.
No problem.
Go in with the Apaches. And the land troops.
Yes.
So you see what I mean? They just stack up a lot of paramilitaries, so it just takes time to retake these cities. They've done all their attacks for this turn. So yeah, I'm going to split off a transport to go up to Lincoln to take a spare APC.
Ready for action. What's the plan? Your orders. What do you need? Your orders. Awaiting your orders.
Back down. And then they can stand off the coast until next turn. There's no airbase in Canterbury, so we should move one of the SAS up to London,
All present and accounted for. Action.
where they could fly out if necessary to somewhere else in the Empire. We'll leave the rest here just to quell the remaining resistance in Canterbury. And then we can redeploy some of these onto air superiority missions or combat air patrols around our coast. Then just see if there's anything we can hurry through usefully. Yeah, I'd like a new destroyer over there. Then we just end turn, and so next turn we'll take Ramsgate. So Canterbury restored to order with its territory boundaries back in the red line, so that's we've increased our territory percentage. And then we need to start restoring infrastructure there that's fallen into disrepair or been decommissioned when it was under the Germans. Steepholm still needs something for happiness, which could be a mayor's office or a courthouse even. Then Fez, one of our highly productive outposts. It's probably build up the navy over here a bit because it's right on the doorstep to Russia and Turkey. They could do with some kind of ground defence, really. We could build a fortification there. That's very useful for a crucial coastal city. Cork. we don't really need to build revenue improvements now. So yeah, I'm going to build culture. So yeah, that city Shenyang where we're building the fortification, that's kind of like, it's almost like the entrance to the Mediterranean there. You've got two key cities that guard this gateway through to Belfast, Dublin, the rest of Ireland. So yes, it's a very important kind of area. We'll put one of the destroyers up there, sort of double gate guardians. That tank, I think, bearing in mind we said we might go for the Egyptians next, I think needs to fly over to, well, depends where we launch the attack from. I mean, Lonksy would be a good staging post for that, so I'm going to fly it there. Newcastle really needs all its defenders to stop unhappiness or separatism rising. So I'm just going to bring down that transport with just one extra APC for the in case we need it to finish off Ramsgate.
Yes.
Not sure what happened to the second Reaper. Maybe it was shot down. I can't remember. Anyway, let's just hit them again with all the air power first.
What's the plan? Your orders. Reporting for duty. Ready for action. What's the plan? Consider it done. Yes.
So yes, that's Germany dealt with. German civilization's been conquered. Tipu Sultan was bringing troops up. Maybe so now he's our ally. He was going to have a crack at Ramsgate too, but we've got it now. So that's probably going to be a good place to leave the episode. Let's just check and see what our land area is now. 56%. So by the time the boundaries of Ramsgate have popped out again and we've taken France, the French cities back, we will be closer to 59% needed for a domination victory. by the time Portland expands. But we may still need to go and take Egypt as well. But we'll leave that decision until we've taken the French. But we will start redeploying some of our forces up to Shu and Longxi for the proposed attack on Egypt. So I'm going to save the game and leave it there.